Live from the NBC Montana studios, this is NBC Montana Today.
Good morning, Montana. I'm Jason Hurst. Thanks for waking up with us. And as you pour your coffee and make breakfast, here's what you'll learn over the next half hour. Find out how a retired surgeon is providing the financial health care needs for breast cancer patients in the Flathead and the impact he is making. In Butte, the chief executive race is heating up. Get to know the candidates. And the latest in Saltese, a shooting, this and much more coming up in the next half hour.
Well, the time is at 5:29. We had a gorgeous weekend around western Montana, warm temperatures. We've got more of the same, but we are tracking our next weather maker. It's really going to bring quite the pattern change with a wintry mix of rain and snow by the end of the work week. Right now, it's 30 in Kalispell, 33 in Butte, 37 for you in Bozeman, Missoula at 39. Radar is dry, and with high pressure hanging on, we're going to keep dry skies in the forecast today and Tuesday. Day planner, Missoula, lunchtime, 59 degrees, still feeling like fall for us at around noon this afternoon, though. Warming things up, mid-70s with sun by around 5 p.m. today in Missoula. For Bozeman, similar forecast. Temperatures right around 60 at lunchtime, 70 by 2 p.m., 74 in that 5 o'clock hour. Daytime highs are well above normal for this time of year, but they're going to drop below normal by the end of the work week. And again, we're tracking accumulating snow. I'll tell you when and where coming up in 10 minutes.
A story we continue to cover and one that began on Sunday. The Mineral County Sheriff's Office reports a suspect involved in a Saltese shooting on Sunday fled the scene. And officials say the suspect, Willie Joe Richardson, who you see on your screen, was last seen in a 2023 black Kia Forte and is believed to be an African-American male wearing black jogging pants, is now on foot. Several law enforcement agencies are searching for the suspect and urge the public to not approach the man if he is seen. Richardson's black Kia Forte was located on Silver Creek Road south of Saltese. Officials also warn residents if they see the suspect to go inside and lock their doors for safety and call 911 immediately. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the National Cancer Institute says Montana has a breast cancer rate among women of 136 per 100,000 people. That's higher than the national rate of nearly 129. In the Flathead, a retired surgeon is providing financial support for breast cancer patients while carrying on his sister's legacy. NBC Montana's Sadie Risen has this story.
Cancer affects millions of people around the world, with nearly 2.3 million cases diagnosed worldwide in 2022 and 670,000 deaths. One way or another, most people have a tie to it.
I had an older sister who was 3 years ahead of me, who had been recently diagnosed with breast cancer.
Dr. Jim Bonnet was a surgeon at Logan Health for many years. He created Carol's Fund in honor of his sister.
In the process of her health care, she was living in a rural area, and she did not have all of the tools that were necessary to offer the kind of care that she needed.
After Bonnet saw his sister needing to travel 2 hours each way to get to treatment, he knew he was going to try to get a comprehensive breast center in the Flathead Valley.
We have now developed an endowment fund for the purpose of sustaining all of the activities that surround care of the breast patient.
Bonnet donated $1 million to the Logan Health Foundation as an endowment to Carol's Fund.
Funds will be used to empower our physicians and care teams here to ensure that we have the latest tools and technology to ensure that the patients are taken care of well.
Bonnet had one key goal for this endowment: to form a committee for the breast center.
We form a committee that is comprised of personnel from within our breast center, but also has representatives from the patient population, survivors of breast cancer, women who may be undergoing treatment for breast cancer at the time being.
Now that the endowment is in place, Bonnet and Bart cannot wait to see what can be accomplished, all in Carol's name.
I'm delighted at learning all about this primarily from my sister, and being able to do this now has been a great thing.
Well, we're delighted that you placed your trust in us, Dr. Bonnet.
If you want to donate to Carol's Fund or learn more about the Breast Center at Logan Health, find the link on my article on our homepage at NBCMontana.com. In Kalispell, Sadie Risen, NBC Montana.
The Valley Fire District reports a Drummond home caught fire early Sunday morning. Officials report the initial call came in just before 5 a.m. Before crews arrived on scene, there was a large explosion nearby that crews believe was caused by a propane tank in a close-by shed. The house and a proximate camper were both destroyed in the fire, and the owners reportedly lost everything except their cars. No injuries were reported. The Valley Fire Department suspects the house fire was caused by the home's electrical system. Valley Fire District Chief asks community members to donate what they can to help those impacted by the fire. Only monetary donations are being accepted at Drummond High School at this time. Election Day is now just over 3 weeks away, and in Butte, there are numerous high-profile races, including the battle for chief executive. NBC Montana's Josh Margolis spoke with candidates and has the details on their plans.
While most of the political spotlight in Montana is on statewide races, here in Butte, all eyes are on a fascinating contest for the top elected position in the city-county, pitting the incumbent against a political newcomer. Bill Foley is still getting used to the political scene, but has a lengthy track record in town. In recent years, he's taken on an activist role, speaking out at public meetings about what he has believed to be a lack of transparency in local government when it comes to issues like the ongoing Superfund cleanup.
It was more pitchfork and torch public participation, but we used that and we told them put it in the waste in the Berkeley pit instead of by homes in Centerville. And for the most part, we got them doing that right now.
Foley says he would put public participation at the forefront of his administration. He also says despite a lack of policymaking experience, his journalism background prepared him well for serving constituents.
I think my strength is getting to the bottom of issues, investigating what's going on, talking to people, listening to people, which I think is key. I think all those come together. I think that makes a great candidate.
Meanwhile, incumbent J.P. Gallagher seeks a second term after being elected in 2020. Gallagher says he's proud of his accomplishments in office, citing work at Basin Creek Reservoir and with economic development.
Addressing issues in the community and moving forward. And I think that we've done, Butte's on the move, and it's a great place to live. And I feel very strongly that we're on the right path.
Gallagher has a very different view on the Superfund cleanup than his competitor, arguing that nothing is being hidden from the public.
Anything that happens within the corridor or with anything to do with Superfund ultimately does go to open public comment, and it'll go in front of the council members.
Stay tuned to NBC Montana for continuing election coverage. Reporting in Butte, Josh Margolis, NBC Montana.
And now Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster is standing by. Brooke, what has your attention at 5:36?
This morning, temperature's kind of chilly for us around western Montana. Maybe you're reaching for a jacket. You're not going to need it for long because as we move throughout the day, we're going to warm up. Still feeling like fall at around lunchtime as we're sitting at 53. 3 to 4 p.m. today, we'll be sitting at 71 for you in Kalispell. That's above normal for this time of year. Typically this time of year, we should be in the 50s and 60s. Missoula, similar forecast, sunshine throughout the day today, 54 at lunchtime this afternoon. In that 3 o'clock hour, we'll be sitting at 74. We keep temperatures above normal for a few more days, but we're tracking our next weather maker. It's going to bring big changes. Everything you need to know is coming up.
And when we return, take a trip back in time with us to an age of discovery as Kevin Mackey takes us on a tour of the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. And here is a live look over in Missoula from our Clearwater Credit Union weather camera. Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster has your 10-day forecast. That's all coming up in about 10 minutes.